Hello, everybody. I wanted to share something. It's actually a website, and I've been using it a lot more this year, um, especially because we're not really trying to pass around a lot of papers. Um, and this is really helpful, especially in the social studies. So I think that a lot of us in this class are teaching younger students, but there are possibilities to help with that, but I just kind of wanted to put it out there because maybe you could give it to somebody who teaches the older grades. But this is a great source for primary documents, which is something that social studies were always looking for primary documents, and this is called docsteach.org. I use this for several activities throughout the year, and I'm going to probably be trying to see how much more I can use it this year. So if we go to the menu, you can just straight up look at different documents, but my favorite thing is to use the activities section of this website. What this does is the National Archives um, Association, or foundations rather, has compiled these activities that pull from a bunch of different archives throughout time. So you can see we have revolution and the new nation, maybe going further into expansion. We have Civil War and Reconstruction, development of the industrial United States, emergence of modern America, Great Depression, post-war, speaking of the World War II, contemporary United States, and then they have these great timeline activities, and then across the different eras, civics and government. So I just wanted to pick a general activity that maybe could be used. And this is one that I've used in the past. So you can see great political cartoons down here, and some are even presented in different uh, languages. And I really think I've only seen Spanish here. So let me find the activity that I like to use with my kids. So during our early Republic unit, we talk about the foundational American documents. And I think that this is a really challenging activity called the Constitution at Work that I've just absolutely loved. So I have my students use this because what I find is extremely difficult at the high school level when using technology and primary sources in particular is they're usually way too easy. And um, like if I were to print out an activity for my students, I can make it more difficult. But if they're online, they're pre-made, they tend to be just extremely easy. So what I also like about this is it'll tell us the thinking skill, so it's historical analysis and interpretation. It'll even put the Bloom's taxonomy classification there, so we know that we're actually on an analytical level here, and it'll tell us our grade level, so high school. It gives a great breakdown, so we're going to analyze documents that actually span across eras, but they're going to connect it to the U.S. Constitution, which I think is super great. And then they also link the Spanish version to this as well, which is fantastic because I have so many Spanish speakers as well. So I'll just give you a little bit of a taste of this activity. It is really a matching game at heart. So there's a little blurb about what to do, but basically it is you're matching sections of the Constitution to primary documents that we have here. So just for fun, we'll go ahead and we will pick one, and on the bottom here you can expand the document. So great, we have a population schedule for the 1930 census listing. So obviously we use the census for tons of different data points, which I'm sure using technology we can get a lot better data now. But this is from 1930, so let me make my kids know how to use this much better than I do. So we can grab it. We can also use this little toolbar to move down on the document. We can zoom in, we can zoom back out, all the way back out as well. So let's look. We have a population schedule of 1930. So great, fantastic. We know it's a census, so that's what we're going to use to try to match up. So what is the census used for? Well, I know that the census, and the kids should have learned from class, that in order to tax certain areas or be represented in certain areas, it relies off of census info. So Article 1, Section 2 says representatives and direct taxes shall be apportioned among the several states which may be included within this union. Their respective numbers shall be determined by adding the whole number of free persons, including those bound to service for a term of years. It goes on, but this is pretty much directly relating to that primary document we just looked at. So what I would do at this point is I would find the document. This is already highlighted in green, so I'll click this document, and it's going to reveal some sort of picture, which I will spoil it. It is the United States Constitution. So students are to do this with all of the documents and all of the portions of the Constitution, and they are to screenshot their little ticket that they get when they've successfully completed this, and then send that to me over our Schoology page. So I think it's great. The students have fun with it, and it is challenging. The one thing you got to look out for when doing activities like this is to make sure that they just don't tap, 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 tap. So I usually walk around the room and make sure that they are actually reading the material, as opposed to just trying to luckily guess them. So I hope that was helpful. I think that other teachers can use this. I think other teachers can use this, but it is definitely catered to the high school level. It is a bit higher order thinking than maybe, well, I shouldn't say higher order thinking. It's just more high school content as opposed to the younger grades, because of course you can do higher order thinking at any age. So this is docsteach.org. And let me know if you can find use of this. I've definitely been showing it off to all my social studies friends.